Hello! Welcome back to the Bible Study Girl podcast. This is Sarita, but you probably know me as Bible Study Girl. And working the sound today and sometimes our nerves is the executive producer of this here podcast, Bible Study Brother.
What's good, people? It's your boy Icarus Gray, where you can also find me over at Gray Area Anime. Go like, comment, and subscribe as we hold it down over here with the Bible Study Girl podcast.
And we have a very special guest with us today. Normally we are stomping her and surprising her, but this time she's actually in studio in person with us today. The one and only Bible Study Mama.
In the house.
Oh, okay. You just get out of the house. This is not even my home, but just get out. Like, I was ready to deal with your son, but I am not prepared.
Up in here.
Okay, stop it. Just chill.
I invited this.
Yeah, you invited this. I didn't. Anyway, glad you're here, Mama. We love you so much.
Glad to be
And
here.
I love you because you temper our conversations. You help us stay grounded and focused, and I appreciate that. I think I've been a little off lately, a little off focus and off track. But today's topic will help me get back on track. We're going to talk about fasting. I recently wrote a blog about fasting, pushing away the plate. You can go check that out on BibleStudyGirl.com if you have time. And I felt like that would be a great topic for us to discuss today. Kind of expand on our personal experiences with fasting, what fasting means to us, and how fasting has affected our lives. First, I'm going to start off and say Bible Study Brother had no idea that fasting was not really a prominent part of my growing up, because by the time he was a senior in high school, it was like a part of life. And I have to remind him that we are 5 years apart, and there was an evolution and a growth in your spiritual life as we aged.
I have no idea who young Beverly is.
And I grew up with Cursing Beverly that transitioned into Bible Study Mama, and he's only known Bible Study Mama.
Like with small, like, okay, any parent would cuss, and well, not any, but she would cuss in certain situations, and you can be like, oh, I understand why you cuss.
I really don't recall her cursing. Like,
well, she cussed if she never hardly cussed at me, but we had to be, like messing with her. And I almost did it. I forgot to remember which podcast we on, but stop messing with me. Shh.
Oh,
y'all quit it. Like,
but that was like grown. We were grown at that point. It was not something she did.
Oh, well, then no.
You're not familiar with her.
And what? Okay, so I do have one quick side question that I want to hear from you. What was this Cussing Beverly like? Because
do you know your grandmother?
Yes.
Okay. Well, hello.
Oh. Okay.
Hello.
Hey. Yeah. You don't see me? That was just normal though.
Yeah, it was just normal. That was just part of life. That was just the vernacular. It wasn't like wow. It was just a vernacular. I mean, don't you agree? Like, it was just the way you talk. It was just that was the dinner house discussion language. Dinner time. You don't know her.
I don't, but I feel like our kids will feel the same.
But you do know me, the real me.
No, I'm saying he doesn't know cussing.
Yeah.
Mother.
That wasn't me.
Okay.
That was the not spiritual me.
Mom, would you quit?
You do. I don't know what you're doing with your voice either. But I do feel like that'll be us. Light. You think you just gonna be the same with how you talk?
I'm sure I won't. I'm praying that I evolve and that I change and that my mouth cleans up and that I am.
Because we are sailors.
With each other.
Good point.
Yes.
Because I'm not really a sailor much anywhere else.
Are you a sailor with your wife?
When we play video games.
Mm-hmm.
We are sailors.
Yeah.
Like out on the open waters, like,
So I'm trying to tame the
deep blue sea.
But we're talking about fasting. But I just did want to say, can you talk about your evolution with fasting, Bible study, Mama? Like your journey through fasting? Because I shared some of my journey through fasting in the blog, and I wanted to go into greater detail on the podcast.
My journey started, I think, maybe like about 10 years after I really got at Mount Pleasant, and we did a corporate fast. But Grace Choir, the Grace Choir group, the group of us would do fast on occasion, along with our Bible studies and stuff to make sure that we were centered and all of that. And it wasn't like a week at a time. I mean, it may have been like a week or something, but it never was. When we did our corporate fast, it was for 21 days. We did the Daniel fast. That was the first one I did.
How did you feel coming out of the gate with a 21-day Daniel? How did that feel for you?
I didn't have a problem with it.
Really?
No,
You went right in, focused,
Yeah,
like...
I went in focused because
We
that's
did this
what, I mean,
together,
I wanted
no?
to do. Yeah, we did.
I was forced to do this. I forgot all about this.
You weren't forced.
I chose, but I didn't have much choice.
Where was I?
In college.
You may have been.
Okay, so you're saying you did fasting, but then like your first...
Wait, were you not in college, or was it been
fast.
like...
Oh,
were you in college?
I was... This Daniel never happened
Because
when I was
Grace
in the high
Choir was...
school. Grace Choir was my high school years.
So
But even in Grace Choir, we did we did our own individual. You know, we
Okay.
would do it as a
when
group.
we would come, this is
But-
when we would like come to the, because y'all were still fasting when we came to like when y'all were doing experiencing God, yes,
Right.
And so we would eat based off of. So no, I wasn't. at
No,
that
you
time,
weren't.
man. No.
Yeah.
So we would fast during those periods.
Okay.
But then as a church family, a corporate fast for the entire body.
Yeah, I
We
don't know
did
about that.
a 21-day fast of Daniel.
I wasn't at the church then.
And actually, I think Darnell introduced it to the church.
Okay.
And that's how we started doing it.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's what I was saying to him,
Like,
because
yeah,
he
no.
was saying like, we fasted growing up, like not in my, not that wasn't my story. Like,
Now, after that, he
Yeah.
and I would
yeah, you
fast.
guys would.
Yeah.
That's
We
part
would
of your
fast.
story. But as far as me growing up in the house, that was not something that we
Right.
did.
Right.
Okay, so
Because you were around when we were doing the fasts and stuff, but I didn't involve y'all. And then y'all knew about fasting because in Silent Choir, y'all talked about fasting.
I'm sure we did, but I'm
Well, I'm
saying
sure we had
as
a
a
knowledge,
practice.
but, like,
I'm
yeah.
saying as
Oh, okay.
actually participating, that was not something that you were like, okay, guys, family, we're fasting.
Right.
This is
No.
what
Yeah.
we're doing. That's what I'm saying.
Because we didn't even do all of us doing one until
After I moved back from Houston,
like that's on
yeah,
like
I
it was
good and grown.
2011,
12,
12.
something like that. I was good and grown before we ever did a fast as a family. Now I had fasted personally, but it was not.
Did we do them spiritually
family.
though, or at that point in time were we just doing
No, it
them
was
for
spiritual,
whales?
my friend. Let me tell you
Yeah.
something, and I will tell you because my cousin. The year of 2020 has been a challenging and trying year for me. I did, for Lent, you're supposed to give up something. And so I felt led to do Daniel for 40 days, which I had never done before. Anytime I do a Daniel fast, it is for spiritual reasons, my friend. Because I ain't that caught up on losing some weight, okay? Let's be clear. If I'm pushing the plate back that tough, you better believe I am trusting and believing in God for something.
Yeah.
Breakthrough, miracle. Yeah. Okay.
And I did individual fast before we did family fast or whatever. And mostly those were done like when you were in Tougaloo and you were in Augusta or whatever. So I was by myself doing fasts and stuff a lot too. So
But by then I think we had, because what was pivotal for me was our first, and that was like the first, like they've always been spiritual for me. Just because the first time we did it, we needed it, like, because we needed a central focus on God going through divorce and just
So divorce was the first time y'all did a joint family fast, and nobody thought to call me and say, "Will you fast and pray with us, sister?" No, nobody did. I'm telling you.
I'm saying, like, in my mind, I feel like I know why I did it. I didn't, like, at that point I wasn't thinking, because I see her every day and I saw what I wanted I wanted us to both not be in the place that we were in.
Right.
And you know, that, like, majority of the time, like, when you get out there and you ain't got because you wasn't dealing with.
I wasn't.
So you living your best life to me, and like, we're trying to get away from that, and you like, I want there. You know, your cutoff game strong.
It's strong.
So like that fast wouldn't have been something that
right.
even would have, like, for us at that point, the spiritual aspects of two reasons why we did it. You know, so before we got the apartment and we told the story, before I prayed and we did all this stuff, and when we got in there, it was tough emotionally, because I'm not knowing what to do. Like I said, this is the budding of trying to be whatever people would consider a young adult, a man, this, that, and the third, and also trying to manage my mom not feeling like herself, not seeming confident or glowing, and having a spiritual doubt that I've never seen. And so when we did it, you know, I was like, okay, let's do this. We did no pop, no meat. And like, there were so many spiritual gains. Like, it was literally like, Sarita, I kid you not. Like, we would go and do something, and like, somebody would give us this, or we would just go somewhere and like the spirit would fall and we'd just be happy about, like, it was just crazy, you know. And it was the first time I'm just like, well, this is what we do, and it just felt so second nature to me to do so. I mean, we wasn't missing nothing. We were closer at that time in terms of like our communication, better than, you know, what happened prior to or after that with going out to college and everything. And we just kept each other strong, and we were so focused on God and reading, and we were doing, I don't know if we did a Bible study around that time. I think we were thinking about it, but I don't know if we did one.
I don't think we did a Bible study. But we did. I had to change my hours at work to make sure you got to school and all of that. So every morning before we left, we prayed together. At night, we would pray before we went to bed. And it was just, you know,
essentially,
prayer became the central focus of everything that we did. And in everywhere we moved, it was prayer
before we did anything. And I think that's why we tried to bring that back when we were all living together, about like, you know, me, you, and Mama come in and praying.
Yeah, we did
every night. Like, that's where we started that. Yes, that's my foot. I don't know who's doing that, but yes,
it's got to be her, because I'm not touching you.
I don't know. It looked like you were looking dead at me like,
no, I'm not. Like, how
like,
long do you think my legs are?
Good point.
Like,
good point.
How on God's green? Sorry.
I thought
would my leg jettison all the way across?
You were Miss Incredible for a little while.
I was
Elastigirl.
I was Elastigirl. Like, yes, that is my foot. Okay, great. I have 2 feet over here.
That was a magical time for me, spiritually, because it wasn't something that I got from my relationship with Kanae at the time. It was literally just something that came up out of me because I saw this. I can't even remember the day, and I don't remember, but Mama was really sad. And I said, and it's the second time I think I'd done something like in leading or something. I said, hey, let's do this, because we need to refocus and I don't remember all the reasons, because God talked for me, because I'm sure he said whatever he needed to say to Mama to let her know, I am here, you should do this. And you know, it was such a blessing. And I mean, now, granted, it wasn't like any of the newer fast or fasting, I think, in the ways that people might say, but like for us to not do meat and not do pops at
It's
that
a
time
big deal.
was, whoo, child.
I think it's important for people to start somewhere, start
Yeah.
where they are. You don't
Yeah.
have to go all in. I actually read a book about fasting early
And
this year.
even with that, I mean, I think we went 3 months. It wasn't just.
Yeah, it wasn't like
It wasn't
we just said like, hey, let's do this for a week. We said, did we say the time or did we say we just gonna do it
until we got a breakthrough.
Yes.
Till we got a breakthrough.
God said that. I did not. Because I don't remember. Because I'm pretty sure that's probably what I said, but I didn't say it. God said it.
It definitely had to be God, because
I don't remember nothing.
It definitely had to be Jesus for you to say till we get a breakthrough, because you like your drinks.
Well, at that point,
you liked your drinks at that point. Don't stop and don't. I was finna say this man is finna lie like he did.
Oh my God.
Like he just started liking drinks. You were a Sprite addict. Like Sprite was like, whoa.
Listen, me and my pops at the time, so we would get the big cases of Sprite Coke. So those cases would last maybe a week.
Maybe. Like you were. So
because
I know
I would drink.
Jesus.
I never drunk water.
That was Jesus.
It wasn't rocking with
you wasn't at all. That was Jesus telling you until you get your breakthrough. Because you would have been like, we're going to do it for a week.
Yeah.
And then we're out of here. Until you get your breakthrough, how long is it going to take to get this breakthrough?
And our fasting it was second nature.
Right.
Like, because of how much we needed God at that time.
And see, that's my thing. That is why I've been on a mission.
And still need them. I don't want to say we don't.
Right.
Right.
Listen, I definitely need them.
I don't want my fast to ever be because I'm going through anymore. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I feel like fasting should be part of
get that connect with Him. And so, I've gone on fast in the recent past, and Lord help me. It's not hard. Really doing a fast is not hard because you have your mindset. If you already have the mindset to do it, it's not nearly as hard.
When you say recent past, do you mean 2020 recent past?
Yeah, 2020.
Okay.
God has me fast, I feel like around the same time every year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they're long. I've just never realized that. Because when I was fasting before Men's Day, that was from Thanksgiving, I think. Was it Thanksgiving till then? Did we give ourselves a day off? I don't recall. Because because we didn't know meat again.
I think it was, but Men's Day was in the following year, wasn't it? So it was really January.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably like January up until.
No, it started. Well, Men's Day was in January, and we started before then.
Christmas then. We started the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. Holy child, that was the most physically draining, and I guess it would be given what he knew I was going to do. I don't know. That one was a hard one for me.
I think I know I fasted before I went to Haven.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I got back, I think I fasted one other time. Mm-hmm. But I normally would fast during Lent anyway. So I don't know if I carried that one all the way out this time. But that's generally like, okay, it's time to really concentrate. But by that time, I think a lot of COVID stuff was going on. It was so much stuff going on at work. It was crazy.
I think that was the perfect time for me to be fasting, though, to already be in a position to like really seek his face, because I didn't know what was coming, but he did. So I'm glad I listened to him and because honestly, if I had not been fasting already when the bottom fell out, I don't think my first inclination would have been, well, let me fast and see, if I can hear him more clearly, if I can receive some instruction. I don't think that would have been my response. My response would have been, because I tend to use food as a comfort. So my response would have been, let me get all the junk food I can in this house, since I'm stuck in this house anyway. But being in a position where I was fasting did make me say, okay, God, you knew what was coming. I'm glad I was obedient to you. Help me see this thing out. I don't know how you're going to work this out, but I know you will work it out. I want to touch on something you said earlier, though, Bible study, Mama. I don't want, and that is why I've made fasting I've incorporated it into my lifestyle. And, there are different kind of fasts. People, you can fast from social media. Bible study brother and I, the last day of 2019, we did 24 hours, just water.
Man.
Just water.
Listen.
We wanted to come into the new year.
And I was already in the middle of a fast. So I doubled up on my fast. And we was just like that.
But just to think, for all of us, me, you, and Kanae, to go into leave the old year empty, to me, that's also another signal that, okay, this year is going to be different.
Because I think we didn't even know.
Of course we didn't know.
But then think about, I think about all of
we
these.
did not know. Do you think if I had known
24 hours, I would have been like, nah, fam, we going out to eat.
Right.
We're going here. we're going to Brown's.
Yeah, we're going everywhere.
We're going to Brown's right
people.
now. We're going to Brown's every day this week until I cannot stand it.
Until we're like, I'm sick of this place. We didn't know, but God knew.
Oh, God knew. Man,
He knew.
And I think about the power of the fast because that day was... like you said, he just knew.
He
to
knew.
be empty at that point. And then I go 21 days later, or 24 days later, because it was the day before our birthday. And so you go into that day coming out for fast. I know I'm gonna get to eat that night, and get home. Kobe died. And I keep bringing it. And it's such a the weight of hey, this is the job purpose I'm in that I asked you to do, kind of thing. And then be conflicted with, do I talk about it? Do I not talk about it? I want to talk about this, but everyone is, and to have the discernment to be it's not about you.
Right.
This is a big thing for God, but also have that ability to know it's not about this glowing announcement of it. That's not why I asked you to do it. I asked you to do this, and I put you in this position to preach to people. So, that was a powerful, impactful thing to me, of how fast prepare you for life.
Fast do prepare you for life, but I think it's important for us to incorporate it into our everyday lives. Yeah. As a mother, you did it with Joe when he was older. Do you think it's wise for people to do it with children that are younger, to explain the principles to them? What are your thoughts on that?
I believe, as a parent, if I had been a better parent,
would you stop it?
No, I'm just saying, if I had been where I should have been spiritually, I would have done it a lot differently. I mean, not like I didn't bring you all up in the church, but I would have probably done a lot of things differently.
Well, I just want you to speak to the young mothers about just fasting in general. I think it's important for the family as a whole, and not just young mothers, but young people with young families.
I think, well, okay, I'm gonna preface this by saying some people, when they read scripture, they said with the New Testament, you no longer have to fast.
Okay.
So there are some people who are on that spectrum.
Okay.
That's their ideology. If that's where God has led you, then that's where you go.
Okay, we ain't talking to
But
them people.
but for the people who are concentrating on that, I would think that probably starting off at an age where they can truly understand what it is, to talk about it, and then maybe start off maybe like 1 or 2 days.
Right.
Nothing major, no
Extreme.
major hits or anything like that.
Because you don't want them to get into
It doesn't need to be a
it doesn't
negative
and
thing.
it's not
Well,
about.
it also doesn't
and
need
it's
to be
not
a
about losing.
traditional-
It's not about losing weight.
well, it's not about losing
It's-
weight, but you don't want the spiritual weight of it to just leave.
Right.
If you start them early and it's just something that they do, because even if you explain it to them, like the perfect time was when we did it.
It's just like
for
going
us.
to church. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
people, it's just that's what I do on Sundays
Right.
or whatever. And the way that the world is set up now, I don't know that traditional church will ever be what it is, what it used to be.
I don't think it will be.
I just explaining the need to have a close relationship with God, and the older I'm thinking in years to come, with the Antichrist and all the the small Antichrist, not the big Antichrist, but the other false teachers,
Baby Antichrist.
Antichrist,
Okay.
the false teachers and all of that. There are issues with a lot of millennials and not Gen X's, but the Z's. What's the new Gen Z and they have a different mindset.
They do.
So
I don't know about that.
I recommend starting at probably around 13, 11, 12, 13, something like that. And
I can see that.
it's
That's
just
a good time.
talking about it
Yeah.
and getting instruction on it. I mean, there are a million books on fasting. And I mean, I don't have one in particular to recommend, but starting there, scripture should really be where you start,
Right.
and
I
then work
think
your
so.
way.
But I also think that it's important at that time because as children of God, if your child has accepted God before the age of being a teenager, that is when we are most. I mean, we're currently attacked at all ages,
Right.
but when you're trying to identify yourself as an
You have
individual,
so many.
like so you need the tool of fasting then.
Yeah,
Like
that's
had
adolescent.
we, like had we been able to, I think if I had that tool earlier, I might have been more sustained in certain things because I would have understood what it means to separate yourself for God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a needed tool for kids of this generation. Because if it's like, bro, if you can sit back and like, because you would see, I've seen my Arabic friends and stuff like when I can't think
Ramadan.
of yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
What's going on? Like not eating and
Right.
like that's like, and it's like you don't care about what other people think about
because
that.
you have your own personal conviction.
And that's like, so I think that is a perfect tool
Yeah.
at that time and age because you need that tool because this world at this point is going to test you for all points of your belief.
Absolutely.
Like they are going to make you feel like you hate people for not agreeing with people.
Right.
Like, and that's, I'm not even going to get in that, but so it's a tool you need more now than ever. And I do think that that's a pivotal age for that, at least in that 11 and 13-year-old as
I
you
could agree.
change
Right.
because you need to have the capacity to separate yourself, listen to God, because that'll get them through teenage years into adulthood because you will know I need to clear the noise. You'll know when you need
Right.
to just
Fast.
So then you'll really know the voice of God. Because
Yes.
people are
For
always
yourself.
asking, well, how do I know that it's God? If you start stoking that, even in the womb, I mean, you can talk about God all through life. That's a familiar thing with whomever.
same way they hear the music and the classical music and they say that makes them smarter and
Right.
like it's what you hear because it was comforting to you. To hear the word God, to hear the word, blessings, and hear scriptures, or to hear whatever, like it's the same theory, so to speak.
Yep.
And it also helps. Pastor was preaching today, and one of the things he said was, don't talk the talk and not walk the walk. Don't teach it and not live it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do
So
both.
we have it has to be demonstrative on both ends.
Right.
I mean, if I'm telling you, the common saying is, don't do as I do what I say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of parents will say, I'm telling you do this. You do what I say.
Don't do what I do.
Right. Even if I'm out here wilding out, you do what I tell you to do.
Yeah.
That kind of
It's
thing.
like, I follow actions, ma'am, not words.
Right.
Right. And that's what you're the only Bible that some people will ever read.
And
So,
definitely, I think when you are a parent and you're in a position of authority in your household, yeah, you have a responsibility to your children.
right.
To be a great
if you are
example.
the husband, be the head.
If you are the wife, love the Lord. I mean, you guys both have to.
Right.
Yeah.
And let kids see and you submit to one another.
Yeah, and submit to Christ. Both of you guys submit to Christ. So I think fasting is a great way, just another powerful tool in our arsenal that we often put aside. So I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, put it out there. Also, one very important thing is when you're fasting, you shouldn't be boasting and tell everybody, hey, I'm
Right.
fasting. Hey guys, no, thank you. I'm fasting. You don't do it for public approval or appeal. I mean, I'm speaking about it publicly just as a talking point.
And you do not do fasts to lose weight. You just do diets.
You do diets. If
If you want to do the Daniel diet,
you can
call
do
it the
that.
Daniel diet.
Right.
But a fast has a fast is Lord, I'm seeking your face. I want to talk to you. Instead of eating the brownie or the cookie, I'm turning my face to you and I'm saying to you, I'm sad, I'm hurt, or even I'm happy. I'm thankful for our relationship, whatever. It doesn't always have to be a sad, depressing thing. It's just a way to press in and get more intimate
Right.
with God.
Right.
And I think it's so important for us to have in our lives. I'm an advocate for people to give it a try. You can start small and
Find what best fits for you. Like you were saying earlier, it doesn't have to be this bread and water or only water. Like you can
start
if
small.
you got I won't listen to this type of music. If it's something that is important and connects to you deeply, something you have to separate yourself from, give up.
I had to give up social media for a while because it was like the first thing I got up in the morning and did, even though I said, Lord, thank you for this morning, but for the next 20 minutes, I'm on Facebook. I'm not seeking you. I'm not doing anything. And my first, my morning meditation time helped me to make it through the first part of my day.
Right.
If I meditated and I prayed and I read the scriptures and I concentrated on what was there, then it was easier for me to go into work and deal with everything that was going on.
Absolutely.
So it makes your day better to me. And I mean, it's not a cliche or, it's a real thing.
That's
There's
real.
power in prayer and there's power in fasting, guys. So
That's what it was.
go ahead.
The one other big point I wanted to make is also because it's to your point earlier about how people say, you're not supposed to fast, and some people have that ideology. The thing is, getting close to God does not get old. It doesn't mean that those methods don't work. It just means that those methods aren't required.
Right.
Like, it doesn't mean don't do in the sense, it just means it's not required. It's not going to, like, they had to fast to cleanse themselves of sin and get away from all these different things. It was requirement because the wages of death
Of sin
wage of
is
sin
death.
is death. Scar, dyslexic. But just keep that in
I
mind.
can't deal with it. Okay.
So
yes,
that's all
keep
I
that
want.
in mind.
I just want it to be a thing, like just to
right
to
reverend.
nail that home.
Yeah.
That it's about the seeking, not
You took that hammer and you hit it.
so. That's all I want.
You nailed it.
Okay.
Boom.
Hey, Tom.
I do appreciate. I go. I do appreciate your openness, your transparency. Anything you wanted to share, Mom?
I learned a
In
lot.
closing about fasting
What
and our
about
different.
Mama?
Yeah.
Like, cause I wouldn't have like Serena. Like I think about you as I know you, as the things I've been around. So like being like, well, how did you not grow up with this? This is what we did. No, this ain't what we did. You know, like I had Christmas. We didn't pray before before we opened the presents. So that was something you brought in, little
But
brother.
that just shows evolution and growth, that she has grown, as a person in Christ, and that's not.
Did you pray when you were pregnant with me or whatever?
Did I pray when I was
Or like read the Bible or like, cause y'all was in the church. The reason I asked, here's the reason I asked.
Is you must have been in the
No.
sanctuary with anointing oil
No.
on your belly. Is that what happened?
Well, I asked because I'm thinking about the stuff that I've done.
You must
in
have been like,
life.
whoa,
You know, like I said,
I will say I prayed a lot when I was praying with you, but your father said he prayed for you. He prayed to have a son, and he also prayed that you would be just like him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
didn't
he
need to know
he
about these
prayed
curses
for,
you put upon my
and
life.
I'm gonna tell
That
you
was
now,
his prayer.
honestly, like when I
Isn't
went
you are so rude.
when I went and had the ultrasound done, they told me you were a girl.
I remember this.
But your dad prayed, and and I don't know if it was because either the person doing the ultrasound couldn't see and just
Hold on, man.
assumed.
Man.
Don't start. This is the Bible
All
study,
right,
girl.
all right,
Relax.
all right.
But
I'm relaxed.
but I'm gonna say
I'm relaxed. I'm a boy. That's all I got to say.
You're a man. Thank you.
You are a man.
I'm a
You are
man's man.
Okay.
Go ahead and finish your statement.
Bible study brother's wife. Can you just say he's a man so we can move on?
He's a man.
Oh, I'm a man's
All
man.
right.
Believe
All right.
that.
Now, Mama, did you after he rubbed the oil on your belly and prayed over it? Then what happened?
Yeah.
I mean, we prayed a lot. I mean, I prayed for you, and I talked to you a lot.
What you talking about?
Anything? I don't know. Just a lot
Well,
of
here's
stuff.
why I'm asking.
I've
The only reason is
talked
just
about
because,
a lot of
like,
stuff.
I'm just looking back over pivotal moments of things that we've changed as a family. So, like, I said to you I wanted to pray before we open gifts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm like, well, maybe you was, from what you saying, maybe you was just sitting here like, and the Lord said, and like,
Now I don't know what your dad was praying at night, because I would wake up sometimes and he would be rubbing my belly, and
See?
I don't know
What'd I tell
what
you?
was going on at that juncture or whatever. But I'm just saying that you were being prayed over.
You were, sir. The prayers of the righteous availeth much.
Okay.
Much prayer, much power. Little prayer, little power. So you got the answer to your question. Yes, you were prayed over. In Jesus' name and amens. You weren't
All right,
fasting
all
at that
right.
point in your life, though, huh?
No.
You weren't. So
No.
that's why you missed out.
No.
On the shit. Honey,
That's
if she
why I
had
don't
been
like that.
fasting and praying, whoa, watch out,
I don't
fellas.
like certain foods.
So,
Had
yeah.
too
So
much of
silly.
it.
There is power in fasting, guys. So I highly recommend it.
Dude, you didn't start liking food until you went to college. So
That is true.
I started like food for him in the college.
no, you did not.
Not a variety of food. You liked specific foods, but your palate has tremendously expanded. So let's close out this episode before you guys go down 5011 rabbit hole. We're gonna. I keep trying to.
I think I did better. I think I pulled back. I think I was out of the way, guys. I know this is the Bible Study Girl podcast.
Do you? No.
I didn't do better.
You did better. No, you did better. You did better. I need you because I'm not really the talker. This is your baby.
I need you to survive.
You got more in you than you think, and I hope to show you that one day.
You better be.
And you know
Close
where
out
I'm
the
going to show you?
Yes.
every day at the Bible Study Girl. I'm sorry. Okay, here's the real ending. So there are blog posts every day over at BibleStudyGirl.com. Make sure you go and check out the daily testimonies, the daily sermons from on high on the mount. And then on Saturdays, you come and listen to us on this here podcast. You can check us out on Instagram at _Bible Study Girl, on Twitter at Bible Study Girl, the number 2. You can email us at BibleStudyGirl2019 at gmail.com. And you can also find us on the Facebook at just put in Bible Study Girl.
Are you thumbs upping me?
No, I thought we were showing Mother our skin stuff. I don't know what's going on here. She was just showing Mama her arms. I was like, present the arms to the mother.
Hey, close it out.
All right.
Are you gonna?
Hold on, wait.
Are you gonna?
No, I'm not.
And can you do it? It's the last part. Go ahead.
Just do it.
Let's do it.
And remember, it's not Joe preach, Sarita preach. It's not even Kanae or Charmaine preach. It's we preach, everybody.
And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching.